What's going on, apes? Welcome back to the channel. We have a huge AMC update video to get into. We do have a huge potential catalyst that will send AMC shares up, flying to the moon, maybe to even Mars. Now, we need to go over this because it helps to justifiably value AMC at a higher valuation. Now, if you guys are confused how that plays into this technical short squeeze trade, I'm going to be breaking it all down for you guys in the simplest terms as possible. And this does really revolve around analyst expectations and the stock market as a whole and how it does work. Now, we're also going to go over the technical analysis, take a look at what I expect going into next week, as well as the European markets do have AMC up a substantial amount, and we should definitely talk about this. So we're going to go over everything you guys need to know. The only thing that I ask is that you hit that like button for me. I do greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get into it. And as we do know, the technicals, I'll just start with that. The technicals look very good. Now, you can't really look at the day-to-day here. You really have to go off of the technicals and the data that is provided to us through multiple different sources. But overall, I am very confident in this trade. That is why I am not selling my AMC, and I'm not a financial advisor here. Obviously, if I do have to say that, I will say that. I'm not a financial advisor or a financial planner, so do whatever you guys got to do. Ultimately, come to your own decisions because you are playing with your own money. But I do think there's much more on the table, and within the next couple of weeks, I do personally think we're going to see all-time highs in AMC stock. Now, some of you guys get mad at me for making price predictions. That is not a price prediction. That is a fact that I do think we will be going higher in the next couple of weeks. If we don't, I am willing to wait as long as it takes for this. I know a lot of you guys are willing to do that as well, so I wouldn't get too mad about people saying this. This is only their opinions, and specifically my opinions in this video. But like I said, everything does look good on a technical level. And just a little refresher before we get into what Aron actually said. He is 100% in ape with us. He even used the word ape in a tweet, and then we're going to get into a bit more of the breaking news. But just for a refresher, we are currently at 18.24% short interest percentage of free float. I don't know why this other information says not available over the weekend, I guess, but the short interest percentage, or the shares that are sold short, 93.32 million. That is a substantial amount. Even with the volume that we did see on Friday, that was 90 million in shares. So if all of that volume was by volume, there would still be 3 million additional shares that do need to be covered. And like I said in a ton of these other videos, the fact that we've seen this huge volume, obviously the price ran up to the mid 70s, even high 70s for a brief period, and then came back down, but the volume has went down about 10 to 15x what it was at its highs on any given day. I believe even 14x volume decrease on some certain days, as we've seen on this high June 2nd. And why is that good for anybody that does not know? Because if you see this volume coming down like this in such a rapid pace, you should see or expect to see the price come down just as much as the volume. But that is not happening, signifying that apes are holding their positions because we are 85 to even 90% of the total company. We are the company. So this is a great thing. Something I am paying very close attention to is the volume and the price action. That will paint you a pretty damn good picture. Now, let's talk about what AMC stock is doing in the German markets, and this is in euros, but they closed up 3.51%. So I do imagine we will see something like that. I don't want to go too crazy with price predictions, but I do think about 5 to even 7%, 10%, 5 to 7% is likely come Monday, just because you do see way less volume in the European markets, and this can be an indication, as we have seen in the past, of what is likely to come in the American markets, but it always seems to be bigger and better in the American market. So I would be very surprised if AMC stock is actually down tomorrow, and I would expect, like I said, it to go up about 5 to 7%, but that is not going to print our massive tendies that we are waiting for, guys. That's just simply not going to be the case. We're going to see huge days once this squeeze actually does happen, because like I said, there is a lot of shares that do need to be covered. 93 million that have to be covered now or a year from now. It doesn't matter, as long as these hedge funds can put up collateral or cash and actually stay in these positions, they theoretically don't have to cover. Obviously, they're paying interest on this, so they're going down more and more every single day on these short positions. So I do expect it's gonna be sooner than later. I don't think it's gonna take a year for these shorts to cover like it theoretically could, but I'm thinking a couple months maybe at our max point. Now, the longer this does go, the ultimately the better for us, the more short interest we should see on the stock, because ultimately that'll make more people pessimistic on the overall company and AMC in general. But let's get into this breaking news and what Aron actually said. This really made me laugh. He said, "And a very happy 4th of July holiday weekend to all of you, whether human or ape. No surprise to anyone, I am hoping this kicks off a truly epic summer for movie going. One could pick many starting points, but my count begins on July 4th, 1776. Happy 245th birthday, America." So great tweet right there. He said the word ape. I do think he is on our side here. Whether people disagree with that or not, I have not seen any reason to discredit him being on the ape side. Ultimately, he has about 3 million shares available if AMC does hit certain criteria. He has about a little bit less than 1 million shares currently, which is about $40 million last time I checked. So he is not selling his shares. He could obviously sell his shares. He'd be up a ton of money and make a lot of money, but he is not doing that. I think he is with us apes. Now, as far as the breaking news, it says many of you have suggested we show live pro sports, esports, and events. We are on it. On Saturday, July 10th, live from Las Vegas, the Poirier-McGregor UFC matchup will be on AMC's big screens at 95 US AMC theaters. Tickets only $25 versus $70 on pay-per-view. Now, this is big news, and this is really breaking news because this is a first for AMC. Now, why is this so good news? I'm sure you guys are wondering this. This will probably bring in couple million dollars, $100 million, something, but it's not going to be too crazy. Now, for one thing, first things first, this will help AMC to branch out into other things like sporting events, that if this does good, they will obviously do that with more events, and that will be an overall boost to the income of AMC, specifically in this next year or so, with all the movie production being delayed because of COVID last year. You're gonna see a lot of people going to these events because, one, it's cheaper, and they're gonna make a lot of money on the concessions because that is where AMC makes most of its money. But the biggest thing here is analysts and how the stock market prices in information. Now, I think everybody would say this is good information, and the way the stock market does this is they are very near-term thinkers. So if there's a very good positive catalyst, you're going to see the stock act in a positive way. Now, it doesn't matter what AMC is going to do years from now. That could be just like a different company like NIO. They're going to be doing 1 million vehicles a year in the next 3, 4, 5 years, but they're pricing in way less than that because analysts only look 12 months out, and that has a direct role in the stock price. So once you see this boost of additional revenue and you actually see people attending these events like I think they will, you're going to see the stock market start to price in very positive things for AMC. Now, really where you tie this all together with the short squeeze as well is you see a lot of shorts, and obviously the average days on loan is currently at 36.44. This was a lot higher at about 57. Now, what this is telling you is there is more shorts getting into short positions at these levels. And like I said on this channel many times, these shorts that are getting in right here, they know how risky this is. They know how much AMC could move once this volume does come back into the stock. They are not dumb. It sure seems like they're dumb, but some of these guys, I shouldn't say not all of them are not dumb, but some of these guys, they're not as dumb as you would think. So if they're shorting the stock at $50, once you get to about that $70 price point, you're going to see a lot of shorts covering their short positions. But that is also where you do see a lot of options activity on pretty much every single option chain is really that over $70 level, specifically July 16th, 2021. Now, like this said, July 10th is going to be when this pay-per-view event is going to be happening at AMC theaters. That is obviously going to draw good attention to the stock. It's going to help boost revenues, which I do think AMC is not in a bad place overall, but you're going to see all these positive things around July 10th. You're also going to see Black Widow hitting theaters July 9th. This is this upcoming Friday, so I do think July 16th will play a big role in the price action we see going into the next couple of weeks, but that is not all too important here. Like I was saying, you see a lot of options activity really over $70 on the option chain. That's where you're going to see a lot of delta hedging going on. That's where you're going to start to see the gamma squeeze, which I do think will lead to the ultimate short squeeze, or the mother of all short squeezes. Like I said, it's pretty much the same on every single option chain. The $70 strike has a lot of volume, and why I say the gamma squeeze will come first before the actual short squeeze, it is because simply the fact, I do believe, me personally, that hedge funds, institutions have been able to stay in their short positions for an even longer amount of time, because all these options that have been expiring worthless, because people are piling into really the 80 to or even 100, for that matter, 100 to 140 strikes, and the hedge funds, they're collecting this money pretty much without any risk, because they're not going to hedge these positions when the stock would have to move up about 100% just to get to there, and they don't think that's going to happen. So they're selling you these options, you're buying them, you're giving them your money, they're keeping it without having to buy any shares or hedging for these positions. So I do think they're having this stream of liquidity, especially Citadel and other hedge funds and institutions that do act as market makers. Now, if you guys have not seen my full breakdown on this, I do highly recommend you guys check that out. That was 2 videos ago. That does go into more depth on how these actual market makers do work and how we are essentially giving them free money. But that is pretty much all I do have for this video, guys. That is everything you need to know as far as right now. We touched on the technical levels, and I do want to go back and literally touch on them a little bit more. And I mean, other than that, there's really not much else to add to this. We're obviously gonna have to break out past the 55, but after that, we all do know our critical resistance level is at about $60. So if we can close above 60, that'll be the next step into the short squeeze and the gamma squeeze, in my opinion. So that is all for this video. If you guys like what was provided to you in the video, you like my insight on this, hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel, as well as check out the links down below in the description. If you want to start winning on your trades, join a community of about 40 members strong. Check out the link for the buy and sell alerts. It literally pays for itself. As well as if you guys want to get free stock, use the link for public. No deposit necessary, no need to even link a bank account, and you get up to $70 in your choice of free stocks. There's about 15 different stocks to choose from, all great companies, free of charge. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes about 3 minutes to do, and you get your free stock immediately. As well as deposit $100 with Webull, get 4 free stocks, each of them potentially worth up to $2,400 a piece. Those are both great links. Like I said, the buy and sell alerts, check all those out if you guys have not already. But with that being said, happy 4th of July weekend. I know markets are closed today. I hope you guys are pumped up, ready for war come Tuesday morning or tomorrow morning, whenever you guys are seeing this. But with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.